Well, good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome all over the world here to Podgorica at the BMX Arena in Montenegro for tonight's third place bronze medal matchup between Montenegro and Israel. Well, we are live here in the BMX Arena, and it's going to be a very, very interesting matchup between these two teams. Well, no doubt, of course, these two teams very disappointed, of course, that they were unable to get to the final, as they both played very good games in their respective semifinals. Israel, of course, losing to Spain. While Montenegro, of course, playing a very, very close game against Lithuania. And ladies and gentlemen, I got a question for you right now. Who will win this game tonight? I'm looking at the polls right now. 46 votes. It's 50-50. Well, hello, Marius Tamosevichus, Labas. Welcome, Brigitte, as well as Marius. Well, big game, of course. You think these two teams played very good games, as I mentioned yesterday. But ladies and gentlemen, make sure you leave us a like here for this live stream brought to you by FIBA. Well, the tempo for today is going to be key here, of course. You got to know that, understand that the way that Israel like to play yesterday, they want to play everything from the perimeter. Well, Montenegro, of course, the complete opposite. A team that really did struggle yesterday to shoot from downtown. What was interesting is that Lithuania went to a 2-3 zone and also a 3-2 zone. To kind of tell Montenegro to shoot, it just did not work. Only three-point field goals. And in the end, it did work for Lithuanians.
Number 4, Ethan Butler-Berg. Number 5,
Ethan Butler-Berg, of course, there you can see coming from Canada, where he's been playing his basketball before. He just recently moved to Israel, where he plays in the second division, having a very good season, to say the least. Well, Marius Tamosevichus, of course, Lamangarai, Achu, Kipsakasi, Manodrogas.
Number 24,
Well, Ritsky, of course, came very big yesterday, but the key player for Israel was Dovrat, and there is the big man, Levy, of course, and now we'll get set to introduce the players here from Montenegro. But ladies and gentlemen, again, let me know, who do you think will win this? Well, hello to Normus133, welcome to the live stream. Well, those are our players there from the Israeli national team.
Number 6, Ilya Varaic. Number
Thank
4,
you very much, Marius. I
Luka
appreciate that
Bogavac.
very much.
Number 5,
And of course, all basketball fans all over the world are amazing. As we
Number
welcome you to
7,
these FIBA International matchups, of course. Well, the big key tonight here, of course, is going to be how well these two teams get out here. As you mentioned, Montenegro, they've got to be more collective. They've got to be able to shoot the ball from the perimeter. But ladies and gentlemen, we will now stand for the national anthems. Labas vakaras to Normus133.
Coach Dušan Dubljević with assistant Žarko Dragičević and Radica Petrić. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up and welcome national anthems. First, national anthem of Israel.
Well, the national anthems of these two beautiful countries have been sung, and now we will get set to introduce our officials here for tonight's game. We're very proud to say we have some of the finest officials here in world basketball. They've done an excellent job in all of our competitions, and they will continue to do so here tonight for the semifinals of the FIBA U20 European Men's Championship. We have Petros Papetro from Greece, we have Sergio Manuel Rodriguez, and we have Andris Onk-Rogers from Latvia. Well, Sveiki Advocate to all the Lithuanian fans currently watching here in the live stream. Let us know who you think will win. So far we have 140 votes. 51% says that the home team are going to win this one. Well, Zugic is going to be a key player here for Montenegro. I mean, he came to play very much in the fourth quarter when they almost made that comeback last night. No doubt, of course, here for Israel, Dovrat is going to be their key player, their tallies person here tonight. They're going to go to the starting lineup of Brinsky, Dovrat, Acharoni, and Eliatau. Now, Gilad Levy will start again tonight due to his size. Again, he has shown promise and potential. One of his weaknesses is that he has been out-rebounded too many times. It happened against Spain last night. Well, there is head coach Oren Acharoni, the Israeli national coach, very well-respected coach in the Israeli basketball world, both in the Winter League and without the federation. We'll take a look. No doubt, of course, we're going to see Andjusic here in the starting lineup. He got into foul trouble very early. Well, he is actually going to come off the bench tonight as Fedor Zugic, Grubovic, and Vucelovic will also start here tonight. Interesting lineup there. You can see they're going with probably what they need to make sure they do is try and get themselves a lot of better looks inside the paint and try and get out in transitions much, because remember, this is not a great three-point shooting team. Well, Coach Dusan Dublajevic knows that last night was a very good game against Lithuania. Lithuania was just fantastic, of course. But, you know, in the end, his team was unable to get over the final hurdle. Well, Marius Tamosevicius, that's a very good question, of course. I mean, I think these teams are almost evenly matched, if you think about it. The one thing I believe in this game that will go in favor of Montenegro is the fact that they have the home crowd with them. And what I mean by that is, you know, these are still kids. These are young players that are going to be, you know, primetime professionals in the next 3-4 years when they enter that part of their career. But playing in front of these kind of atmospheres is something that's still part of the learning journey for them. And it's great that FIBA offers these international matchups here at the continental level. Like we've got the Under-20 FIBA European Championship. A couple of weeks ago we had the Under-17 World Cup with the men and women. These are great learning lessons for these young players because, again, this is what they'll be used to when they turn into the professionals. Mizrahi, okay, slicha. So it is Acharoni. I thought it was Acharoni. My apologies for that one. אני לא מדבר עברית. אני צריך ללמוד יותר עברית את המזרחי. Well, let's get this party started now, ladies and gentlemen. Who do you think will win this one? As now we have Montenegro, the hosts, in the bronze medal match against Israel. Again, stay with us for after this game as well, ladies and gentlemen, because afterwards we will have the final, in which it will be Spain versus Lithuania. Well, it's a very good question, of course. You know, who is my favorite player? I mean, I'd ask the same question to all of you. There's so many players. You think for Lithuania, there's Rubstavicius. I mean, Dovrat is a very, very good player here for Israel as well. I mean, Fedor Zugic. I mean, for me, you'd have to go with most tournaments go with the starting five, and all tournament five. But me, I like to go for an all tournament, you know, I like to go with two starting fives, like an all-star game. So I will probably put that on my YouTube after this tournament to say who I think were the best players, of course. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this party started now. Business is about to pick up. This is the bronze medal match. Israel will be taking on Montenegro. Well, the early tip now goes in favor of the Israelis here. And they'll try to get things going here. Now, one thing they like to put in their play is a lot of dribble handoffs. And they love to get a lot of shots on the perimeter. We will see if they will go to the same format here. An early pick and roll now as they find the big man. Now this is where he's got to be more lethal. Levy now goes up. And again, it's too easy there, and that's what he needs to do. Well, fans, I want to know, what do you think of the big man Levy? Of course, he plays for the Movistar Estudiantes in the second division of professional basketball in Spain, just below the ACB. There's an early penetration, and there you can see already the shot inside is no good. And now Israel with a chance here to push in transition. Well, Eliatou will check a three-pointer, and Achad, Shtaim, Shalosh. He hits a three-pointer. Le Shalosh bevakasha. Well, Eliatou, of course, had a very difficult night yesterday against Spain, but already you can see getting that three-pointer in transition. It's exactly how Israel likes to play. Well, missed attempt here from Montenegro. And now again, Acharoni here with a chance. Gonna go pick and roll here with the big man. Finds Levy. Levy on the basket. Eze Gadol throws it down. Well, the big man, Levy. Well, Mahasha'a, what time is it? It is Levy time. Toda Rabba. Well, that is where Montenegro have struggled, of course. They've struggled here from the perimeter. Now Israel come up with a loose ball. This is where they want to push the tempo. Things going in their favor now. One pass. They give open look there. They're going to try the pump fake. There's another pump fake. Goes down the lane now. Goes in with a little finger on. He kisses that one off the backboard. And all of a sudden, Montenegro find themselves down 9-0 here in the opening 2 minutes. Dov right there with the beautiful left-handed layup. And by Koala, I have to say to you, yeah, it is dinner time right now. Well, the Israelis have come ready to play, that's for sure. Yalla, El Yisrael. You can hear those Israeli fans. As we're currently in this timeout, all the basketball fans watching right now can see us so far. We just have under 1,500 people watching. Make sure you follow Next Gen Hoops, of course, if you want to see all of the best plays, highlights, and content on youth basketball all over the world, especially now here in the FIBA Under-20 Men's European Championship. Follow Next Gen Hoops platforms on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And, of course, make sure you give this stream a like, of course. Already I'm seeing Rimantas Pachulius saying Labanakt. Well, it's quite early, of course. Montenegro, like I said, they're not a great perimeter shooting team. They're a very good basketball team. They got some great players, but again, the one problem they're going to have in this game is if Israel go to the zone defense and force them to shoot from the perimeter. And Montenegro now, they try again to go from downtown. And this time they get the three-pointer drop. And Zugic, well, Fedor Zugic was one of the only two players yesterday to make a three-pointer. And again, could that be the confidence booster that he needs to give his team in this game? Lacharoni now going off another screen here with Levy. Goes in the corner, and behind the back pass. Israel playing some beautiful basketball at the moment. In and out, penetration, kick out. Can you stop this Israeli team? Of course, in the chat as well, please let us know the flags of the team you are supporting. And, if your team, if your country's not playing, please put your flag in as well. Let's show the pride of our national teams here. This is the European Under-20 Men's Championship. A reverse layup under the basket. And it's going to be one of the few times that Montenegro is going to be able to score here. Finds Levy again. Levy just throws it down, and he gets the and one. Well, this guy is simply unstoppable. Well, watch Levy roll off the screen. Toda Rabba. Simply too much to handle. Just too big, just too strong, and just too good. Well, as we mentioned right now, he currently plays his basketball in Madrid, in La República de Argentina for Movistar Estudiantes, one of the primetime basketball academies of European basketball. While developing some of the greats such as Sergio Rodriguez and Jose Reyes, and not to mention one of my personal friends who plays for the Great Britain national team, Danny Clark, who He's also a big-time player in the ACB, but nonetheless, Levy, a lot to live up to. Well, tries to use a screen now, goes all the way to the basket, doesn't get it, but a foul has been called against Levy, and that's good there from Montenegro because you can see already attacking the big man is going to be what they need because they know they're going to struggle to score a lot of points. So Fede Zugic, it's exactly what you need to do. You need to go at him because, you know, Levy is still developing his rim protection game. Right then, all he needed to do was put his hands up to avoid the block, but in that case, he went for the reach. Well, Fede Zugic, for me, I thought he was one of the best players yesterday, along with Grabovic. You know, one of the key things that Montenegro need to play is similar to Israel. I think the difference between these two teams, apart from the perimeter shooting and the size, is that the Israelis, they have great spacing and know how to make the penetrations and, you know, to make the defense collapse. That's something Montenegro's defense is going to have to really anticipate here tonight and be able to switch at all costs. Levy now just holding it high up in the sky. How do you do that? How do you defend that? But Linsky gets a handoff now. Almost turns it over to keep it alive. We're under 10 on the shot clock. Well, great defense by the Montenegrins. Well, the Israelis keep it back now. They got 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Force up a Hail Mary 3. Oh, baby! Lila Tov! Aharoni! Thank you very much. Well, look at this. Aharoni, Bamidbach, Mevashel. He is cooking in the kitchen. And the Montenegrins now, they respond down the other end with another three-pointer of their own. Again, it's the same man, Fede Zugic. He is feeling it tonight. He's got to keep going to make sure his team have a chance to compete in here. All right, Haroni now, missed the hot hands. And there's another penetration. Goes in, gets rejected. And now, Fede Zugic with the ball in his hands. He can push this one. Well, the Montenegrins almost turn it over. And Zugic, he's made 2 threes. He makes a third one. This guy has come ready to play. Well, it is raining threes right now. Well, Zugic has made just as many three-pointers for himself in this game that Montenegro made as a team yesterday. Well, this is going to be key now because it's only a 4-point game as Dovrat tries a three-point ad. Goodness gracious, somebody check the weather forecast because it is raining right now here in Podgorica. I mean, this is unbelievable stuff at the moment. The Israelis knocking it down. Fede Zugic from Montenegro, he's knocking it down. Macaroni almost comes over to steal now. Well, they want a backcourt violation, but the officials are going to allow continuation of play. Zugic all the way, puts up a little circus shot, and somehow, some way, he gets the and one. Well, Burak Aras, yes, that is correct. Now and then a few phrases. Burak, where are you from, my friend? Well, this is just an unbelievable game at the moment. This is what you want to see here. The best in Europe as Levy now goes to the bench and he takes a breather. But this is where the competition's at. These young players really just giving everything. But Fede Zugic at the moment single-handedly keeping Montenegro in this game. But he doesn't make the three-point play. Israel now come up with a loose ball. Benjamin Akoka, shalom. Manishmacha v'sheli. Well, there's another penetration by Dovrat. Tries to go in with a wild, out-of-control left-handed layup. Can't get it. And now Montenegro can push this one. Well, Burak Aras, merhaba, arkadaşım, nabed. Turkçe çalışıyorum. Well, there's another penetration. And Montenegro now building their confidence. As Grabovic, one of the top scorers yesterday for Montenegro. He now forces the Israelis to call a timeout. That's a sweet little penetration. I mean, look. As soon as he gives the ball up, right on his right hand. Now watch him, just a sweet little baby jump hook. And that's a tight little play there. You got to love that. Well, Dimotenisis, Yassas, Tikanes. Yes, I do. I've thought this for a very long time, of course. I mean, look, it's funny because I feel that international basketball has always had a very big following. But now that you put the way that the global world is working with the internet and, you know, social media, Now you just have outlets all over the world, and this is why, and this is what I love what FIBA is doing right now with these international tournaments, because not only are we seeing the Euro baskets, the America Cups, the Asia Cups, the Afro baskets, now we're seeing youth tournaments. So now you're seeing a global, you're seeing the game of basketball really progress on just a global scale, of course, and it's fantastic. I love it. Teşekkürler Jimmy Buckets 35. Pinar Kaşiyaka seviyorum. So we have fans. So currently now we're under 2,500 viewers here at the moment. But I want to know from you fans, of course, who are your favorite international basketball players? Even if they do come from your country or they don't come from your country. Who are your favorite players worldwide? I mean, I can't pick one. I have to pick so many. I have to pick like one or two from every country almost. Although right now, going for the penetration, fakes it, and traveling violation. Well, that's a very interesting call. Let's have a look at the replay here. Well, it's an interesting one. Well, now you can see here, Montenegro now can tie the game up. They can make a three-pointer. Well, they go inside to the big man now. Tries to post his way up. Turns it over. And now the Israelis can't push this one. Tries to go in with a bit of contact. Then he hangs off the air. And he gets a sweet move going to the basket. Paretsky comes in and really introduced himself to the game. Well, if I got to tell you, for all our Montenegrin fans watching, of course, you got Zugic, is probably one of the greatest Montenegrin players in the world, of course. But, for my favorite Montenegrin player, that's, I'd have to go with Milko Bielica. So I thought he was great for the national team. For those who don't know, he also played in Japan for a year. But, really made a name for himself with KK Manaba. But, yeah, Milko Bielica is my favorite Montenegrin player. My favorite Israeli player, this is an interesting. I got to think about this because there's too many players for me to think about. Let me get back to you on this one. Well, meanwhile now, Paretsky's coming to the game and just giving them that 5-point lead, and Israel's just trying to build this momentum as Eitan Berg is also in the game. Well, Berg with the hesitation gets caught in a double team. Well, goes for the fadeaway jump shot. Had options to kick it out, but went for the tough one. Well, Burak Orasi, I got to agree with you. Shane Larkin's probably one of the best players that we have here in Europe at the moment. He's phenomenal, but a foul has been called on the baseline, so it's going to be a baseline ball here to Montenegro. 13th foul now here for Israel. My favorite Turkish player is Sinan Güler. And I'm a little bit biased because he's also my friend, but yeah, I really like Sinan Güler. Jimmy Buckets 35. Well, now Israel's gone into a 2-3 zone. Now, granted, they've made 3 3-pointers, which is as many as they made last night, but it's all come from Fedo Zugic. Well, Zugic is on the perimeter. Now it's another 3-pointer. It's in and out. And could the 2-3 zone be the answer? Well, Israel now in transition. They try Hail Mary 3 off the backboard. They don't get it. Well, enormous 1-3-3. You're asking me another question where I've got 100 players. I'd have to write it down. If we're talking current players in Lithuania, I got to go with Normantas Margiris right now, or Butkevičius in Lithuania currently. Well, Zugic hits his 4th 3-pointer. This guy is cooking it right now. 4 threes all in the first quarter. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is a team that couldn't buy a 3-pointer yesterday. Well, Israel now only leading by 2 points here. They try another 3-pointer. He's a step back. And again, Israel, different team now when Levy is not on the court. Very interesting play here, of course. So now Montenegro can tie the game up here with a 2. Well, Zugic is in the mood now. He can take the lead if he hits a 3-pointer. Looks like he's feeling it. Another step back. Doesn't get that one. Probably a forced effort. And now Israel can push this one in transition. As Berg goes all the way. Almost turns over. Well, we just had a newcomer, Massimiliano Stilo. Ciao, come stai? Sono mezzo italiano. And I've got some more questions here about who's my favorite Filipino player from Glenn Capuno. SJ Belangel. Salamat Belangel, if you remember that game against Korea in the FIBA Asia Cup qualifiers. Why? It's interesting because Mr. Kyrios Tsamburakis, I think honestly that the international we just had the Asia Cup final today, and I thought that was great. Australia's won back-to-back, and I think the continental competitions are getting more and more popular through media-wise, but I think they also hold great value, definitely, especially the way they've been portrayed. A beautiful move going to the basket, and Paretsky, I mean, this guy will not be denied. Well, he has just the eye for the basket, getting to the hoop. I mean, he reminds me of, for our Israeli fans watching, a little bit like Bat Timur, who played for Hapoel Tel Aviv last season in the Israeli Winter League. Just a very strong driver to the basket. Well, again, Levy is back in the game now. Well, best Lithuanian player ever? Well, that's not a hard question. That is Arvydas Sabonis. I mean, that is... Oh, come on, man. I was watching the other Dream Team last night. Or Mashelonis. And Mashelonis' son is playing in the final later. So, yeah, you know... You got Valanciunas, of course. I mean, there's a lot of. Well, Matteo Super. I think the game will be placed online soon. It was only played today, but the highlights should be up. That was a good game, of course. Lebanon, led by Arakci, made a comeback. So that was a tough game. Oh, Benjamin Okoka, absolutely amazing. Like every other fans. I spent some time with the Hulon fans in Bilbao. And again, I just think they're amazing. Like all the other fans. The Baxter Manresa fans, the Tenerife fans. Well, Levy now, again, missing 2 free throws. This is going to be interesting now because it's only a 4-point game. Montenegro, led by Fedor Zugic, have kept themselves in this game, but they just cannot find a way to either tie the game up or take the lead. Now he's on the bench now. So now, again, they go for again from the perimeter. The 3 is up, and it's no good yet again. Well, Israel can dribble this one down here for the last shot of the first quarter. He's going to use a screen now from the big man. There's the penetration. There's another kick out. Berg now for 3. Takes it. Doesn't get it, but it was a good look. Again, a best or really nice build-up there. But ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the first quarter, it is Israel who have a 2-point lead. Oh, Lutzman Jr., yeah, I am from London, and David, correct, yep, I am Josh Bett. Best Turkish player ever, Arya? Ooh, that's an interesting one. I gotta go Hito Turkoglu, because I'm also an Orlando Magic fan, but when he played for the Kings, I thought he was amazing. Well, here are some of the key highlights, and, you know, Levy has got to have a game of games. He's got to really assert himself as one of the best big men to play in this tournament. There's a lot of his game that's great, but there's also a lot of his game that still needs to be developed, and I think he's almost getting there. Well, Burak Aras, that is a very interesting one because I'd say you're right, probably the best center, but then you could say Luka Doncic as well. So for me, it's hard to say who's the best player because there's so many different positions in basketball. I like to go with a best 5, best position, of course. But look at that throwdown by Levy. Well, this is the bronze medal match of the FIBA Under-20 Europeans Men's Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure, look at that three-pointer. Make sure you subscribe to Next Gen Hoops on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Giannis Antetokounmpo is probably one of the best basketball players alive. I mean, like I say, you know, if you put like a super European team together, Doncic, Jokic, Antetokounmpo, maybe add in Bogdanovic and, I don't know, fit a power forward in there somewhere. I don't think any team in the world could probably beat them. They're just so good they are. That's right. You can never, ever forget about Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, Giannis' story and his presence in basketball all over the world. I mean, he's one of the best. Absolutely. Milos Teodosic, 100%. Well, again, Montenegro, early look under the basket, and the Israelis, they fall asleep on defense. Glenn Capuno, do not ask me that question. I don't have time for that debate. Off the backboard there. Nice little penetration, but he couldn't finish it. For the record, please, I'm not getting into another debate of who is better, MJ or LeBron. I just appreciate both players for the greatness that they gave to the game. If you want a definitive answer, maybe send a tweet to, I don't know, Skip Bayless probably? I don't know. But for now, Israel, you can see when they make the hasty decisions here on offense, they almost punish themselves there, because what Montenegro is doing a good job of is just trying to get out in transition as much as possible. Oh, I could give you, of course, the likes of Diamantidis, Vasilis Panoulis, Lazarus Papadopoulos, Shotsanitis, 2006 when Greece beat the United States. So, Christos, is that enough Greek players for me to name? I do know my Greek basketball there. Well, there is the step-back jump shot. And finally, Varajic, who stepped up and made some big plays yesterday. Well, I was just asked to name a few Greek players. I mean, it was actually Greek basketball that got me into international basketball. But another beautiful drive there. I mean, again, you got to love the way the Israelis penetrate to the basket, because if they get the drive, they go for it. What they want to do is make the defense collapse and kick out. But in that case, just an easy drive by Aharoni. Sure, I've not been to the Philippines yet, but that is a plan, of course. Definitely need to go to Manila and watch some Ateneo basketball, the university program. Well, another rebound here for the Israelis. And again, Aharoni drawing the foul. So I have to go back. Oh, yeah, of course, Ari, cannot forget Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki is one of the greatest players of all time. So Christos Levkimiotis in the chat here asked me, could I name a few Greek players besides Giannis? And as I mentioned, in 2006, it was the Greek national team in the World Championship in Japan that inspired me to love European basketball so much. Well, Levy under the basket, and Levy just finished it. That's just unguardable right there. I mean, Montenegro, they've got to figure out a way to stop that, because otherwise Levy's going to have a 20-point game here tonight. Again, Montenegro now just trying to build up the play here. Well, there's the kick out, another three-pointer. In and out, doesn't get it. Getting good looks, but he just can't finish them. Well, Achutadas V7. Benjamin Akoka, my favorite Apoel player. I was really big on Tashawn Thomas when they came to the Basketball Champions League in 2017, and James Feldine as well. So, Yon Rodriguez, not too much, my friend. Sorry, I probably should follow a bit more. But Andre, Gunwan, Silian. You know, I cover a lot of Japanese basketball, so, you know, Kanemaru, excuse me, Hiyajima. You know, I'm also a big fan of the B League. So, but then you got the KBL as well. You know, the KBL's got some promising players. Raguna, of course, playing. But, you know, SJ Benhell, he'll be heading to the KBL next year. So, you know, that's a big one. I do watch a bit of PBA as well, but of course the time difference makes it quite hard, of course. Well, now it's a two-point ball game here. You can see Montenegro just trying to battle back. Remember, the Israelis came out here 9-0. And just been tested, but Fedor Zugic, his 4 3-pointers in there. The alley-oop! That is Lila Tav. Ani Rotse Yashen. I want to go to bed because that is just a beautiful play. Well, Levy set the pick and roll. Eze Gadol. Bavakasha. Well, that is just unbelievable. Again, how do you defend that play? Well, Christos Levkimiotis, here's a trivia for you. If you go to my Facebook, there's a picture with me and Yanakis. And another better one for you. My father, who's 2 meters tall, he played for Great Britain. It was actually the English national team in 1987, and he played against Gallus and Yanakis and had to defend Yanakis. So, obviously, you know, some good stories of Greek basketball really back in the day. Well, there's a nice little pull-up jump shot there from the mid-range. Well, this is what Montenegro needs to do now. They need to find those gaps. They need to build that confidence there to try and make sure they give themselves more of an opportunity. Well, Nixa Buljajic, I really like MHP Riesen Ludwigsburg. You know, it's a team I do travel to Germany. Stuttgart is a beautiful city. I go there, and Ludwigsburg is my favorite team. I love the fans. BBL, easy credit, Bundesliga. I love that league. It's just the fans are great. The quality of basketball is great. But Ludwigsburg has to be my team. And there's Dov right now. Dov wrapping up a little hook, find the big man. And just like FIBA said, Levy has come ready to play. And look how he flexes the biceps. He can't be guarded. Well, Mr. Levy, please come to Apoel Yerushalayim. Well, Nikos, yeah. Is Nikos Gales the best European player of all time? I like to think he's one of the best of all time. It's very hard to say who is the greatest player because, you know, the late, great Drazen Petrovic, you know, rest in peace to his soul, of course. You know, he was one of the best ever. There's so many players you can pick. Again, you have to pick a great player at each position in my mind. Well, Levy right now really asserting himself with a bit of authority in this game, really putting his name out there. Well, thank you, Marius Tamosevicius. There's another three-point. They try 3 to 3 is up, and again they can't get it. And Montenegro, of course, really trying to solidify themselves. Well, coming off one more screen now. They're trying to go to Levy again, that option, but you can see Montenegro collapsing on the pick and roll. They'll wrap with the fadeaway. He can't get it. Well, thank you very much to Purple Dino. Normus 133. No, I cannot, but I can assure you I can do a left-handed layup, so that's good enough. Levy comes in, no foul called, the follow-up, and this is what Montenegro needs now. They need the second chance points, but that's one part of Levy's game that he's not great at is rebounding. Well, Justin Basig, that is my friend Jimmy Alapag, one of them, of course. You know, my time of watching PBA and Philippine basketball goes from about the 2010 era. So Jimmy Alapag, Jeff Chan, but I know there's more players before that, but I'm not really too aware of them, of course. Thank you very much, Tadas Domkus. Well, there's the kick out now. There's another three-pointer. Can they get it? And again, they can't get it. But this time, with Levy off the court, that's where Montenegro can go in for those second chance points. And again, maybe it's going to be tough for Israel because you can see defensively, when Levy is on the floor, it causes a lot of problems. But a beautiful pick-and-roll play. Well, just put away there by Mr. Draw. Well, Mark Pingris is definitely, I remember speaking with some of the head coaches of the Gilas Filipinos national team. They said to me that he was the ideal. If you go to my YouTube page, there is a podcast with Young Wachiko. And going back to what I said about Young Wachiko is a good friend of mine. He said to me that Mark Pingris was the ideal Filipino athlete because, you know, he just gives everything for his team. He would say to players such as Jimmy Alapag, you know, you take the shot, I'll get the rebound, of course. Well, now here you can see another scream. Well, Dov right now, he had a good game. 26 points yesterday, but he's struggling to get things going right now. He needs to get into that rhythm. Almost turns it over in 4 seconds. Well, Wheels of Steel. For me, I just love basketball. My dad was a professional coach here in Great Britain. He coached the Thames Valley Tigers and was assistant for London Towers. So I grew up in a basketball family. If there's basketball on TV, I will watch it. Anything. But, you know, when I lived in America for 2 years, when I went to university, I watched NBA because it was time difference. But now Israel, 4.7 seconds. Oh, it's too easy. And Eitan Berg, what happened to the Montenegrin defense? They fell asleep. That is unbelievable. Well, I cannot believe Berg is thinking he's getting an and one, but he should just be happy that he didn't get blocked. I mean, look at this. Here's the inbound. What happened to the Montenegro defense? What's Andjusic doing? He thought there was a switch, I think. So it looks like there was a miscommunication. Well, we got a timeout. So, basketball fans, again, what do you think about, well, here, Joaquin 7, Chart Reyes, again, I have a lot of respect for Chart Reyes. He is a friend of mine. I think he needs to be respected for what he achieved as the head coach of Gilas Filipinas. And it's a tough job what he's got right now, but, you know, you got to believe. You got to believe and you got to get behind the coach. You got to get behind the team. That's just how it is. So I just seen a message now from Big E. Yes, I do. Usually at Ravens Core Park or Clapham Common. Paolo Ermitano, anche io non posso aspettare per il Eurobasket. Well, we go now 2 seconds here. They got it. Well, he's got to shoot the ball out. It's going to be a 24-second violation, but he gets a shot up in time. No, he doesn't. That's a tough play there, but he should have realized that there was time left. Well, there wasn't much time left, excuse me, and he should have taken the shot. Well, Joaquin 7, you know, Puso is obviously everything about Gilas Filipinas, but at the end of the day, you have to realize the situation is they need the support of the fans. That's the most important thing. Well, Berg now for the mid-range. He can't get it. Heavily defended there by Zugic. And there's another foul, but no and one that a foul is. Oh, they're going to call it. I think they called a shooting foul there, so. Well, if they've called a foul there, that's an interesting one. Or Ravi Andrew. I think, you know, Arakji's had a great tournament for Lebanon, and I think he's really, especially in the semi-final game, because I really thought Jordan was going to get to the final. Because I thought Dad Tucker, Zaid Abbas, I thought they were great, of course. But, you know, Lebanon played as well as they could, and, you know, Australia is just a phenomenal basketball team. That's how it goes. Big E, yeah, hopefully I will see you there one day. So, yeah, that was me, Salamat Belangel. I did call that game in which, if you remember, Dwight Ramos, Reggie Miller in a Gilas Filipinos jersey. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what do we think right now here? It's a 6-point ball game. Levy's not on the floor. Now, Draw is playing the center here. We've got to Berg now. Berg is struggling from the perimeter. He still can't get it. Draw tries to go for an offensive rebound. You know, can Israel maintain this pressure going forward, or can Montenegro pull the comeback? Here comes the penetration now. Tries to go in off the backboard. The follow-up again. Montenegro, again, not going for the straight second chance points. Another backdoor play. The penetration doesn't get the ad one, but that's not a bad penetration there. He's now with 3:11 to go. Israel have put Montenegro in the penalty very early on. Well, Draw now coming to the bench and taking a breather here as, well, this is going to be interesting now because Levy, unlike yesterday, his minutes weren't as sporadic. But here you can see that they're trying to keep him in and out as much as possible because they know that when he's in the game, defensively, he becomes a problem for Montenegro. When he's out of the game, Montenegro have the free passes to the basket. But again, the one thing for Montenegro they need to identify is that Levy is not a great rebounder. Yeah, my Instagram is JoshBet90, and my Facebook is my name, Joshua Bet, but spelled backwards, TTEB. And then I'm not going to be able to name offhand how to spell Joshua backwards, but if you want to find that. I think he almost traveled there, but it was baseline, and I think they call a foul there. I thought there was a travel there, but again, I think the referees definitely have a better view than I do, of course. Let's have a look here. What was the play prior to that? Well, 4,200 people watching so far. Make sure you give us a like here. We have 138 likes. See if we can get up to maybe 150 here before the halftime break. Well, Marius Burnetskis, thank you very much, my friend. I'm always learning all the time. Usually a hobby I have at home. I have 100 different language books, but now Israel put themselves back up by 5 points with 2:52 to go here. Well, Montenegro now, 5-point deficit. Still trying to build it. Remember, it's the perimeter shooting that's keeping them behind at the moment. Zugic, though, he's the one that has 4 3-points. He has a hot hand. Well, they go down low here. Got it by Levy. Can he get something going in the post? Tries to spin around. Tough move, and that's how you do it. He's got to have no fears. And Zugic, standing at 6'10". Remember, Levy is 7'3". He's got to have the confidence to go up against Levy. And using the agility there, the turnaround jump hook is exactly what he needs to do. And Dovrat pulls up for 3, way off the mark, doesn't get it. But Levy does just enough there to secure the rebound. Dovrat tries another 3-pointer, can't get it. The foul is going to be called, I believe, against Zugic. Well, Levy now, let's have a look here. It's just I think he got sandwiched there. Got completely, Big Ben just got pushed around a little bit, but it took 2 people to throw him down, of course, but now he'll go to the free throw line here for 2 shots. Well, another thing for these young players is, free throws are just imperative for professional basketball. You never want to look back on a game and think that the outcome could have been different had you made all your free throws. So Levy's just got to step up and make these at the moment. Well, Montenegro now with a chance here to possibly tie up the game if they can hit a 3-pointer. As they trail 38-35 now. We're under 2 minutes to go here. They're coming off one screen now. Taking a mid-range shot. The shot is up. It's way off the mark. Levy secures the rebound. Well, they'll look to push this one. Over a minute and a half to go here. There's a penetration. Tries to go off the backboard. Just put a little bit too much on it. Levy keeping the rebound. Trying to go all the way. He's turned it over now. Well, Eliad Tal decided not to shoot the 3-pointer, but there's 5 seconds here for Dovrat. He's got to get something going. Dovrat steps back. Hail Mary 3. Doesn't get it. It goes out of bounds, but a wasted opportunity there for Israel. Well, big possession out here for Montenegro yet again. Under a minute to go, but they almost turn it over. But Zugic able to keep it alive as he passes one out to Zugic. They try another 3-point. Again, the 3-point struggles continue. Levy just towers up for the rebound. There's another penetration now, another kick out. Can they get something going? It goes in and just gives a little hook shot off the backboard there. That's exactly what they needed, just to keep going back to those penetrations. That's not a bad play there, because if they get a stop now, that's a potential 2-for-1 here for Israel, and they could go with either a 7 or an 8-point lead at halftime. Zugic will try another three-pointer, and that's his 5th three-pointer of the night. Well, Fedor Zugic has come ready for the perimeter buffet. Well, 5 three-pointers in the game for Montenegro. All 5 of them coming from that man, Fedor Zugic. As now Israel have to call timeout and say we'll get the last shot now here of the first half. Well, ladies and gentlemen, close game, of course. Who do you think will come out on top of this one? Will it be Israel or will it be Montenegro? This is the bronze medal match of the FIBA Under-20 Men's European Championship. Well, I've just seen as well, ladies and gentlemen, we have over 4,500 viewers at the moment and 186 likes. Let's see if we can get to 200 before the halftime break. Remember, also, make sure you follow Next Gen Hoops on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Due to the rise in popularity of these international basketball tournaments, Next Gen Hoops is all the content you need to see that showcases all of the next best talents in the world. Remember, after this game, we will have Spain versus Lithuania, España versus Lietuva for the championship gold match. Well, wheels are still, of course. This is the question I've been asking everyone. The thing for me, of course, is that Israel, really needs to be compact on offense. And if they can continue to get good looks on the perimeter, I think they will maybe have the edge. What Montenegro needs to do is to make sure Zugic and other players start to get things going from the perimeter, but go for more offensive rebounds. Because as great as Levy is as a rim protector, he's not obviously the best rebounder here in the team. So we will see. The last few seconds now here for Israel. Can they get the last shot here? They're leading by 2 points. Well, right now, there's the kick out. They try another three. A 3 is up, and it's no good. Well, Montenegro now with a few seconds. They can tie this one up, possibly take the lead, and they lay it up. Now, did he get it off in time? Well, that is interesting. Did he get it off in time? Let's have a look at the replay. I think he did. Yes. The basket will count. So, Joy Misakian. Oi, oi, oi. As I can see your comment. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Well, Marius Kubilius. I tell you how. In 2004, I watched the Lithuanian national team at the 2004 Olympics from my room here. And I just somehow got interested and wanted to learn only a little bit, only know basic phrases like labas, kaip sakasi, lamagarai. So, Ashmila Lietuva. Yeah, that, now you can see here, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the halftime, it is tied at 40 apiece. As we go into the halftime break, we will leave you with some stats and some highlights, but I want to know, who do you think will win this? We now have 200 likes here. We got 4,600 people watching this game. We will be back for the second half. Well, for those watching, Kevin Foster, thank you very much for your kind words, as well as Marius Kubilius. But I want to know as well, ladies and gentlemen, who's been your favorite tournament so far here in the FIBA Under-20 Men's European Championship? Also, who is your favorite player? Well, Draw's coming in as a backup player there for Levy here in the Israeli lineup, but there's the backdoor play by Eitan Berg. I'm not sure he'll get a much easier look than that. Jonas, thank you very much. Well, we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, in just over 12 minutes for the second half, so go get a drink, go get something to eat, but don't go anywhere too long, as this is the bronze medal match of the FIBA Under-20 European Men's Championship. Well, welcome back, Basel fans, now to the second half here of the bronze medal matchup between Israel and Montenegro. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a very exciting first half. Remember, the Israelis came out with a 9-0 lead, in which Montenegro did respond back. Now, 5 3-pointers as a team. Remember, they only made 3 yesterday. They've all come from Zugic. Mondov right now finds another alley-oop, and it gets the same outcome. Well, the pick and roll is set, and Levy just goes in with the Ize Gadol dunk. That's just a big-time play. Well, Zugic now has been the best player so far, probably in this game with his perimeter shooting, as we mentioned. Didn't have to cook it up at the moment. Great defense there by Dovrat, forcing to go out of bounds. It's going to be 3.7 seconds now here for the Montenegrins, excuse me, to get one last shot here. Plenty of time to catch the ball, get a few dribbles, maybe even get to the basket, but we will find out. Well, it's a smart play there. Just drawing the foul there against Eliatal. It's kind of a decision that the Israelis did not want to go in their way. They did not want to commit a foul there right at the end of the shot clock. So it's a bit of a poor decision there from the Israelis. Well, Montenegro now trying to go to their pick and roll hit. There's the penetration. There's a step back for the mid-range. The shot is up. No good again as the big man Levy secures a rebound. Well, goes all the way, and again, it's a little fang roll, but he can't finish it. Levy, no foul call. A traveling violation. I think they're going to call that one. Kevin Foster, thank you very much, of course. Achu, what part of the UK are you living in, my friend? And who is your favorite Lithuanian basketball team? Well, there is the Julius, of course. Achu, thank you very much. The beautiful little penetration going to the basket. Well, that is number 4, Luka Bogovac. Well, that is his first 2 points of the game now. Dovrat tries another 3-pointer. Still can't get it going from downtown. Have the Israelis, have they gone cold now? Have they all of a sudden really started to struggle here from the perimeter as Bogovac makes a penetration? Now they try another 3 in the corner. And this time, finally, somebody other than Zugic hits a 3-pointer. And that is George Jovanovic. Well, 6th 3 of the night now here for Montenegro. Remember, this time, yesterday, they had 0 3-pointers. As Jusic gets called for the foul. Well, Montenegro now, for the first time, have the lead in this game. So Kevin Foster, you are a fan of the Kaunas team. Zacharoni tries a 3-pointer, gets his own rebound. A cross-court pass here. Another good ball movement here from the Israelis. Will try to dish it off to Levy, but he turns it on. Well, it looks like we have quite a few fans of Kaunas in here. You know, the team that plays in Kaunas. Oh, Sarunis, Pyramid, Vilniace. Again, good to see another Ritz's fan in here. Well, Bogovac's now going down low here to Andjusic. Andjusic trying to go to work here. A little jump hook. Can't finish it. So rebound secured by the Israelis. Macaroni now. Now you can see the Montenegrins just stepping off and trying to force the Israelis to shoot the 3-pointers, but throw it out to Levy here in the low block. Levy now looking to post up here against Andjusic. Going to work. Well, tries a tough fadeaway. And again, you got to love the fact the big man has the confidence to fade away. I mean, most coaches will probably say to him, go towards the basket, make the contact. But you can see he does have a good post game. But this is part of his game that I think does make him a good player. Well, Yisrael staying in this 2-3 zone. And again, another 3-pointer. And same result. 7th three-pointer of the night, and it's that man again, Jovanovic. Well, in the first half, it was 5 three-pointers from Zugic. And right now it's 2 here in the second half for Mr. Jovanovic. So Levy now trying to back down again off the backboard, and again, simply unstoppable. I don't know how you could stop the big man. Well, Gilad Levy right now has, looking at his tally, he has 20 points so far here in the game. So a lot of people saying yesterday that he was just tall, he doesn't have that much of a game. This guy does have a post game. His development even further, he's going to need to obviously get into a bit more physical condition shape. Macaroni goes in and gets rejected by Zugic. Well, there's another three-pointer. Got it! Big time shot! Well, it is a Montenegro cookout. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, this time against Lithuania, Montenegro had 0 three-pointers. So far, they have 8. 5 of those in the first half by Zugic, and now 3 of those by that man, Jovanovic. Well, Havala Laku Noc. Well, Mariescu Bilius, I would love to have some Lithuanian roots, but my roots are British and Italian. Kevin Foster, that is correct, yeah. Pirmin Vilniece. Well, fans, what are you thinking right now? Again, Montenegro with 8 three-pointers, as we said, they are flying with confidence. Well, Aria, does Montenegro equal the Golden State Warriors? Well, 2 players right now, Jovanovic and Zugic. Maybe they are the Montenegrin Splash Brothers. Well, Shaquille Moore, my Instagram is at JoshBet90, JoshBet90 if you like. Israel now trailing by 5 points. Remember, this is a team that came out here, fire on the blocks, leading 9-0. Well, Levy turns it over. He is the top scorer right now. Well, Montenegro's filling it right now. They go down low to the big fella, and he gets beautiful basketball here from the home side. Well, Mr. Zugic cut to the basket. That's why you want to bring Levy away from the basket. Well, thank you so much here, Yoris. Well, under the basket. Why did you leave Gilad Levy wide open? I mean, what happened there? What was the defensive miscommunication? Let's have a look. I think Levy's probably looking around to find out where the defender was. Well, Zydrunas, Lukosis, Northern Ireland, beautiful place, of course. Juan Carlos Bied. Hola, muchas gracias. Five-point ball game now here as Montenegro just building the momentum going forward here. Remember, Zugic leading the way here for the Montenegrins. Bogovac now down the lane, finding Mr. Zugic. Zugic's going around, and that Zugic just going to work here. You can see with the absence of Gilad Levy out of the game, that is just ammunition for Zugic just to demand the ball in the low block and just to go to work in the paint. Well, Dov right now, remember 26 points yesterday. His absence at the moment really is hurting Israel. Tries to get it going from the mid-range, takes the shot, still can't get it. Try the offensive rebound, a bit of contact, no foul called. Seven-point lead now here to the home side. There is Bogovac, top of the key, and Montenegro, they have come out like a house on fire as Bogovac puts him up by 9. And now the home crowd really getting into it under the basket. Beautiful little dime there. Find and draw. I would say draw, as they would say in Hebrew, under the basket. And Israel just trying to stay in there at the moment. Just trying to break down this defense. But also playing a 2-3 zone at their own expense as well. Bogovat's made his last 2-point shot. Takes a 3-point. Doesn't get it. But another offensive rebound. And that's going to be key here in this game. Goes up. Doesn't get it. And the follow-up. And again, you can see Montenegro just going in for those second chance points. And who else? And Zugic. Well, that is the price they pay when they take Levy out of the game. But a beautiful little drive to the basket. Well, Paretsky. Isaac Gorman. No problem at all, my friend. Welcome now here to the volume with, Isaac, who are you rooting for in this game? Are you rooting for Israel or Montenegro? Well, just a little reach in the back there. That's what caused the foul. Oh, look at Paretsky there. Paretsky just beautifully finishing that one. Just hitting it on point, because if you miss that at the slightest little area, you're going to hit the rim and it's going to come off the backboard. A 7-point lead now. Israel just trying to get themselves back in this game. Remember, they had all the momentum. They try another three. The three is up, and the three is way off the mark. They get an offensive rebound. Didn't touch the rim, so it's not a fresh 14. So now we're on 10 on the shot clock here for Israel. There's the hesitation. This time they draw the foul, and it will be a baseline ball here to Israel. Well, so far we have 269 votes here at the moment. Sorry, likes I said at the moment. Make sure you give us a like. Let's see if we can get to 300 before the start of the fourth quarter. Well, an offensive foul's called this time against Israel. I think they're going to call that one against... Or have they called that on Paretsky? Or did they call that one on Anton Agiev? Well, Agiev just checking into the game. I thought they called it on him for the illegal screen, but it's possible they maybe called that one on Paretsky. Nonetheless, now another turnover here. 7-point lead again here to Montenegro. They've got all the momentum going forward. They're attacking the zone here against Israel. And Zugic again under the basket goes up. It's simply unstoppable. Well, it's not Zugic, excuse me. And that is Montenegro's number 14. That is Grubovic, who at one point was the leading scorer yesterday for Montenegro against Lithuania. Israel trying another deep three-point, and again, it's gone too cold here from downtown. Well, Levy is their top scorer. He has 22 points, but he's on the bench at the moment. A bit of an ambitious pass there and another turnover. Just under 2 minutes to go now for Israel. Trying to break down this defense. Goes in. Does he get the and one? I think the foul was called on the ground, so it's going to be another baseline ball here to the Israelis. They trail by 9 points. Teo Fungi was here yesterday for both games. What's up, Teo? Good to see you in the chat again like yesterday. Tries and gets rejected. Great defense. Well, that was something about Montenegro yesterday against Lithuania. They had 6 big blocks in the paint yesterday. Well, Zugic now. There's the penetration. There's the kick out. They try another three-pointer. Could this be number 9? Well, they don't get it. Now Acharoni now coming off one screen. There's another kick out. They try another three. Another three is up, and again it's in and out. And the foul is called on Agiev. Well, Hamza Hut, I believe he stands at 7'3". Well, Grubovic now will go to the bench, take a breather. And again, what a game he's played so far. Probably not as much of an impact he had yesterday, but still, nonetheless, it's been about Zugic and Jovanovic here in the second half. Well, Danilo Ivanovic is also here in the lineup. He's made a couple of three-pointers, and again, hits everything but the basket. The Israelis now trying to find ways to score, and at the moment they are struggling here from the field. And now Montenegro can take a double-digit lead here. Well, Israel now again, they try from the perimeter. Again, it's not working, as Levy has just checked back into the game here. Well, the problem right now for Israel, they need to find other ways to score at the moment, because you can see now it's going against them. Montenegro is trying to force them to shoot from the perimeter, which isn't working. Well, good hands on defense, but it goes out of bounds. But that's going to be possession back to Montenegro. Now there's 5 seconds here on the shot clock. Few seconds now. Zugic now tries to take it to mid-range. Uncontested, no blocking now. Israel with a few seconds to get the ball up the court. Dovrat pulls up for a Hail Mary 3, way off the mark, and that has just been an abysmal third quarter here for Israel. Well, Montenegro have won this quarter 21-12. So it really has not gone in their favor, of course. Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you give us a like here on the live stream at the moment. Remember, the final will be played after this. Of course, if you've liked what you've seen so far, make sure you follow Next Gen Hoops, of course. Well, Levy is the top scorer in this game, followed up by Zugic. Remember, Zugic has 5 3-pointers. Let's take a look at some of the highlights now. Well, that was the alley-oop play with Levy. Of course, you know, he's been the key difference, but you know, yesterday, Israel did a good job of, in the second half, getting their perimeter shots against Spain, but hasn't been working for them so far in this game. It's been 8 3-pointers for Montenegro. I mean, he has been a key difference, of course. I see we got Basel fans, not only from Israel and Montenegro and Lithuania. I see we got some Filipino Basel fans in here. Do we have any Basel fans internationally watching this game? Where are you watching this game right now in the world? We have some fans here. Hello, Mindogis. Kipsakos Labas. Where are you watching this bronze medal game between Montenegro and Israel? Or Margarita Arguelles watching in Gilas, Filipinas. Still a 9-point lead now here to Montenegro. There's the penetration off the backboard. Couldn't finish it. Now the Israelis really trying to set the tempo here. No need to rush early on. Probably just want to get things going. So we got people, Shaquille Moore's in Los Angeles. Thunder matchups in Italy. Keegan in Malta. Can they get it going? Finally! Israel get the three-pointer. Feliz is in Albania. And Ahmed Raza in Pakistan. Rene from Uruguay. With fans also in Ukraine and Germany. But look at the three-pointer. Happy Ned from Nigeria. Hello, Ned. How are you? And Thomas in Den Haag in the Netherlands. And Christos Lefkimiotis. Oh, you're in Richmond. You're not too far from me, actually. I live down the road from Richmond. And Yediash in Yerushalayim. Kevin Foster in Cambridge. Now, the possession went back to Israel. They go in. It's a 5-point play, and that is a huge momentum turn-up as Dovrat gets things going. All of a sudden now, a 9-point ball game turns down to 4. Can Israel put the pressure on Montenegro? Can Montenegro bounce back here? Well, Bogovat's coming off one screen. Giving this one up. They try another three. The three is up, and the three is good. 9th three-point of the game as finally a third player gets in on the three-point fiesta as Avarajic. Well, now it's back to a 7-point lead here. Acheroni goes in with a little floater. Levy with the follow-up. Levy doesn't get the and one, but he will go to the free throw line here for 2 shots. The foul is on Zugic. That was a little teardrop by Acheroni. Well, it begs to ask the question now, does Israel want to stay in this 2-3 zone? Do they want to keep forcing Montenegro to shoot the three-point? Because at the moment, Montenegro, I mean, it's unbelievable. They're a different team from yesterday. Well, of course, Den Haag is a beautiful city, Thomas. I've been there loads of time, of course. Actually played some school basketball games against the American School of Den Haag. And there's another three-pointer by Acheroni, and he misses it. But now you can see here, Montenegro here just getting this one back. And they lead this one by 6 points. Who will lead here with the bronze medal? Will it be Montenegro or will it be Israel? And there's another 3 of 3 is up, and again, it's no good. Well, I say again, it's actually a surprise to see them miss a three-pointer. Well, Margarita Arguelles. ¿Cómo está po? Magandang araw. Kedimas babaites. Achu maladrogas. Ash milo liatushka. A 6-point lead hit to Montenegro. Can they hold on to this? Plenty of time left in this game. Koretsky now giving this one up. They want to go to Levy here. Levy, here comes the double team. There's the kick out. There's another three-point. He made his last one. Doesn't get this one, but Levy with the offensive rebound. Levy tries to tower his way up. But they're going to call a foul on the ground, I believe. I thought they were going to call an offensive foul, but Paulo Ciscar, mahilig ako sa basketball. Sveikas Mona Lisa. Paldiez Arlabonakti. That's about the only Latvian I know. Well, we get into Levy now. Well, if he thought about shooting the three-pointer, but decided not to go for it. Israel tried another one. They took it away. It's a three-point ball game. And that changes everything emotionally now as Dovrat. Could this be the time he gets it going? Does he get things going for his rhythm? Under the basket. I missed a wide open look there. The foul has been called, so it's going to be 2 free throws now. The foul is on Elliot Tao. Well, it's interesting because every time Montenegro get the offensive rebounds in this game, they're very seldom you see them try to go up for the second chance points because of the presence of Levy. But I think if you kind of realize, you got to try and get the big man in foul trouble somehow. Get to the free throw. That's exactly what they've done in this play. So Achu, Salias, Kazokas. It's the benefit of having so many friends from all over the world. Yes, I will be covering the final as well after this. Because now it's back to a 7-point ball game here. Excuse me, 5-point ball game. My apologies. Zadronis type. Yes, I will be, my friend. That is going to be one hell of a game. Well, Levy now trying to back down. Throws a circus pass, kicks it out. 4 on the shot clock here for Israel. Peretzi's got to shoot the 3-pointer. It's up. It's no good. Well, that's just great defense. Thank you, Ahmad Raza. Thank you very much, my friend. Very kind of you. For all those that keep asking, I will be covering the final. But right now, let's focus here on this wonderful semifinal because Montenegro are a different team thing. Well, they try another 3 by Ivanovic, and Ivanovic hits the 10th treble of the game. Well, Danilo Ivanovic. Ladies and gentlemen, the reason I'm getting so hyped up right now is you got to understand, yesterday, pretty much until the 4th quarter, Montenegro could not hit a 3-pointer. The Lithuanians went to a 2-3 zone, and they executed perfectly. Montenegro, 5 of them have come from Vedo Zugic. 3 of them have come from, not from Ivanovic, of course, but you could see how much of a different team that they've been in this game. It's been unbelievable. Well, the other 3, excuse me, my apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I was about to say Ivanovic got 3. That was Ivanovic's first. Zugic has 5. Then Georgi Jovanovic had 3 in the 3rd quarter. Then we had 1 from Varajic, Ilya Varajic, number 6. And that recent one, the 10th one, just came from Danilo Ivanovic. So this is what I'm saying. This is just an unbelievable game here. The question is, can Israel come back for this one? Kevin Foster, thank you so much. John Jovero or Jovero, I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name, but it's going to be close. I tell you what, watching Spain throughout this tournament, they are a terrific team. But the Lithuanians, they are also a good team as well. They're different in different ways. I think with Spain, they're very good at getting out in transition. They're very effective. I think with the Lithuanians, they're very compact. They're a very tight team. They're very patient. They're very collective in their sort of build-up. So it's going to be 2 different teams, of course. Valdas Balchus from Klaipeda. Beautiful city. I've been to Klaipeda. Well, Berg now hesitated as Levy just tips it back in. And Eitan Berg, you could see just getting in the lane there. Tried to go to Levy, but wasn't too sure, of course. So forced up a tough shot, but nonetheless, good job there by Levy to go in for the follow-up. It's back to a 6-point ball game. Ivanovic falls over to turnover. Oh no, the Montenegros get it back. It's going to be a jump ball called. Labadiena Lucas Brilis. Well then, that's tough. I'm not sure what else you can do. I mean, at some point, you just either need to try and put 2 bodies on him to keep him away from the basket. But once he's a foot away from the basket, you probably can't stop Mr. Levy. I mean, that is just tough. .536 to go. Plenty of time in this game for both these 2 teams. I mean, for Montenegro, they just got to keep trying to maintain the pressure going forward. But for Israel, they need to make sure they get good shots. But that's a very silly foul to give away because that's now the 4th team foul here for Montenegro, which means any more fouls, then Israel will go to the free throw line. There's probably no need to commit that foul. But again, this is why we have these youth tournaments. It's a great learning experience, a basketball 101 education for these young players who are going to be elite professionals one day. So Draw's coming back in the game, and it looks like Levy's coming out. Now, every time Levy comes out, Montenegro seems to be a better team when getting shots inside the paint. So this could be very interesting. Poretzky now gets it into Berg. It's a 10 on the shot clock now. Israel just trying to break this defense down. Bret's going to give it up to Berg now. Berg goes for the penetration. Goes all the way. Hangs in the air. Circus shot. Doesn't get it. And another foul's been called. And that's why I said the previous foul was a silly one to give away. Because now Israel will go to the free throw line. Julius, I like what you said there. Liatuva, let's replace Žalgiris with Vritas. And then we'll, how about that? Oh, we can put them together. That's probably one of the best rivalries in Europe. Davidas, Achu, my friend, thank you so much. And I got to ask you guys, later, of course, I mean, 5:14 to go. Who do you think will win this game? But I want to know from the Lithuanian fans and the Spanish fans watching, who do you think will win the final later? Joe steps up for the free throws, and he makes the first one. Well, we have just under 6,000 people watching. We have 337 likes. Let's see if we can get up to 400 before we get to the end of this game. Juan Carlos, muchas gracias, mi amigo. Well, we have a timeout now, so this will be interesting to see how these two teams come out of here. Well, Ari, again, thank you so much for your kind words. We have a 4-point game here with just under 5 minutes to go. And this will be very interesting to see how these two teams come out now. Montenegro trying to get things going here in the low block. The foul has been called against Draw, and that's his second team foul here for Israel. Raúl Fernández Martín estudia español por 7 años en escuela, pero ahora entiendo un poquito. Well, Zugic has hit 5 threes. Make that 6 triples from downtown. 6 3-pointers for Mr. Zugic. He puts him back up by 7 points now. Dovrat, Kenny on to down the other end. A little bit short, doesn't get it. Israel secure the offensive rebound. Well, they get a wide open look. The 3 is up in the corner. 3 is up, and the 3 is good. Le Shalosh. Bavakasha. Rinsky Gadol. Well, Israel now just battling back here, just trying to get themselves back in this game. It's a 4-point ball game. Ladies and gentlemen, where are our Israeli fans? Do you think they can win? Where are Montenegro fans? Do you think they will pull through? Well, there's a step back, another 3, and Montenegro hit their 12th 3-pointer of the night. I can see Burak Aras is watching. I know he's supporting Montenegro. That is Teshekular Arkadashim. This is a good ball move now. Poretzky, another kick out. Probably didn't need to pump fake it. Takes another one. Almost got it. Goes out of bounds. I think that's going to be Israeli ball. Well, that would have been something there. Let me watch. It touches the top of the backboard. Almost drops in. Almost. Well, Zugic has just come out like a house on fire right now. And last night, it's a team that couldn't buy a bucket from the perimeter. Well, Levy is now back into the game here. There's the kick out now. Down the middle. Finding draw. We got to go to Levy now. He's got a pump fake. Forced up a three-pointer, and he got it. I don't think he gets any tougher than that, of course. Well, that is tough. Look at this. That is gadol, as they would say in Hebrew. Yalla. But Montenegro respond down the other end, of course. Ivanovic puts him back up by 7. And there's another pick and roll here. Spin out. Goes in. No foul called. Great defense. It looks like we're going to get a jump ball called. And that is going to be possession back to Montenegro with 2:54 to go. They lead by 7 points. Well, we so far have 380 likes. Let's see if we can get to 400 before the end of this game. Remember, this is the bronze medal game. And the Montenegro fans are just getting into this. Well, who's going to come out on top here? The final 3 minutes. Israel now looks like they're trying to change up the defense here. Looks like they are matching up to a man-to-man. Maybe regretting going to that 2-3 zone. Zugic now keeping his dribble alive. And Zugic doesn't take many three-pointers. And that is why the foul has been committed on the ground against Israel. Well, it's a baseline ball. It's only 3 team fouls, of course. Ernestas, Donis. It's going to be a great final, of course. A key possession out here for Montenegro. Israel only have one more foul to give as Ivanovic goes all the way, and he gets, one. He'll go to the free throw line for the three-point play as Dovrad just got caught off there. The quickness of Ivanovic. Carlo Regalado. Of course, the injury to Ange Kwame and the absence of Dwight Ramos really affect. I think if you had those two players in the FIBA Asia Cup, could have been different for Gilas Filipinas. Well, he missed a three-point play. That's what I'm talking about is Levy is not the best rebounder. He's a great scorer. He's a very good post player on the offense. He's a great defensive presence, but rebounding is not his forte. But Gilad Levy, as we mentioned so far, 25 points in this game, but he is 1 rebound away from that double-double. Levy now almost fumbles it as Ivanovic comes up with it. Now 2 minutes to go here. Montenegro leading by 9 points. Ferotian, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. I like that one very much. Thank you, sir. There are a lot of great commentators out there. We almost turn it over. And the backcourt violation has been called. 1 minute 48 to go here. I don't know if anybody has been watching the FIBA Asia Cup, but Jordan were down by 9 points with 1 minute and 4 seconds against Chinese Taipei, and they came back to win. with a half-court buzzer beater, so anything is possible. Israel now just struggling to get the ball inbound, but get it into Aharoni. Comes off one screen now. He's going to make the penetration. It just puts a little bit too much in the pass. It's a careless turnover. But there's no need to rush now here for Montenegro. Slow this one down now. You are leading by 9 points. Any more fouls and you'll go to the free throw line here. Israel needs to be compact. They don't want to foul as well. They need to keep their discipline. They need to keep their principles. But my word, of course, the perimeter shooting, big time difference. Mindaugas Atsiprasha, of course. 3-point shooting has been a huge difference in this game. Well, there's a shot by Andjusic. Doesn't get it now. Israel, they need to make sure that every possession now counts here. Aharoni. There's the kick out. He's got to make this three-pointer. The three is up. The three is no good. It was a good look, but he couldn't get it. And you can't fault the fact that it's a high percentage shot. It's something they need to work on, of course, but now it's a case of Montenegro slow the game down. Ahmad Raza, my name is Josh Bett. 6 in the shot clock now. Juices with a spin out. Oh, that is beautiful move. That is beautiful by Mr. Andjusic. I like to call that the baseline spin out now. A quick jump shot from downtown. Again, the game is not over. It's an 8-point ball game. Ocalo Regalado, of course, at the moment, 1 year till the 2023 FIBA World Cup. At the moment, they need the support of the fans. That's all I can say. Well, look at this by Andjusic. This is Shaquille O'Neal in his prime. The spin out. You got to love that move against Todd McCulloch in the 2002 NBA playoffs. Well, the finals, actually. Well, never say never here in the game of basketball. For the case of Montenegro, just get the ball inbound and get fouled, but again, you got to credit Montenegro for playing a different style of basketball this game, of course. I mean, yesterday, a team that very much struggled from the perimeter, as we mentioned, probably was the difference of why they didn't get to the final. But that's credit and testament to Lithuania's defense. Whereas today, 12 three-pointers as a team. It's been phenomenal. They get the ball down, gets called a double team, so he will go to the free throw line now here for 2 shots. Again, this is why free throws are just so important. You have to step up and make the free throws. You never want to look back on a game and think the outcome could have been different. Well, he makes the first one. Again, just holds his nerve. So he probably missed one of these, and Israel gets the ball up the court. You give them a chance of getting a look from the perimeter and cutting it down. So you've got to make sure you just hold your nerve. Now, this is where the hours of practice, strenuous practice, come into play here in front of the fans. Makes them both. And it looks like we're going to have another timeout now With 41.7 seconds now, Israel will try to throw everything at Montenegro. We have 429 likes. Is it possible to get up to 450 before the end of this game? You fans have been fantastic. We absolutely love having fans all over the world. We got fans in the Philippines. We've got fans in the United States, in the UK. Where are you watching? We know we have fans here in Montenegro, live at the game in Lithuania. But let's see if we can push up to 450 likes. I mean, you fans, you are what make basketball so special. You make the FIBA International basketballs what they are, the atmospheres. You are the most important people here. So again, we love having you here. The final will be played between Spain and Lithuania after this. We hope you'll join us for that game as well. I'll be commentating that game as well. Please join us. But again, basketball is nothing without the fans. And let me know where you're from as well. I might know how to say hello in your mother tongue language. Burak Aras. At the moment, I'm not too sure, my friend, but we will find out. Frankulis Yasas Tikanis Kala Filomu. La Trevo Toelas. La Trevo Nafa Toyiros. Rocky Loads. Chicago. Well, that is a deep, deep three-pointer, of course. It doesn't get any better than that, does it? That's why it's a good thing you step up and make those free throws. Anel Gadzo from Sweden, Fred from Portugal, Daniel from Portugal. Namaste, Pratik. Achu Karolis. Thank you very much, Ahmad. Well, now Montenegro here, they beat the press. They're going to take this one in transition. Again, smart decision there, just to dribble the clock down, no need to rush it. And again, gets caught in another double team. Soporan Gabriel. Haidiu, Cluj, Napoca. Fantastic fans there in the UBT arena, especially what a year they had in the Basketball Champions League. John Yovero. Kamusta kuya? Yung batang lalaki tumatakbo. Umiinom. Jollibee, definitely one of my favorite places to go here in London. Burak Aras. Türkiye seviyorum. Bu hafta evimde basketbol maç Pınar Karşıyaka. Oturuyorum. Well, does he get the drop? He doesn't get the drop on the free throw. And now Israel trailing by 8 with a bit of time to get the ball at the court, but they get fouled. And they will go to the free throw line. Arya merhaba. Naved nasılsın? Hoşça kalın. İyiyim. Zudronis, Lukosius, you got to let me know when you're in London, brother. We'll have to meet up one day, have lunch, and talk basketball. Rocky Loads, thank you so much for your kind words. Teşekkür ederim, Martin, of course. Oh, Maris, that would be one hell of a dream, of course. Levy does probably... Well, obviously, mother tongue is English. Now you can see Rinsky just missing the free throw there for Israel, but probably at a conversational level, Italian and Spanish. Italian because my mother's Italian, and Spanish I learned it, but my wife is from Vietnam. She's taught me a little bit of Vietnamese as well. Do we have any Vietnamese fans out there? Well, the full court pressure coming. It's a 7-point lead. Well, we got a turnover. Well, another three-point. The three is up. Doesn't get it. That could have been a huge game changer if he made that one. PC Max, Singaporean in London. 你好吗? 你叫什么名字? 我会说一点中文。Niki Delić, zdravo, kako se? Prijatelji moji. Well, what a game it was, of course. These fans have been unbelievable. And credit to Israel, of course. Israel just kept battling back, and they have nothing to be ashamed of. But you got to pay a lot of homage and a lot of respect here to Montenegro for playing such great stuff. Mr. Boomin, thank you very much, sir. It's very kind of you. Again, it's just great to talk with you basketball fans, because that's why I said you basketball fans are what make this game so great. I've gone to live events, I've commentated at live events, but it's just so good to talk to all of you. And there you can see, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this one, Montenegro win this one, 86-77. They will win the 2022 FIBA Under-20 European Men's Championship bronze medal. Congratulations to Montenegro. And of course, big congratulations to Israel for performing so well in the tournament. But at the end of this one, Montenegro will leave with the bronze medal. Well, basketball fans, we will leave you with some stats and some highlights from this game. But of course, the big game to come is afterwards. It is going to be a huge game between Spain and Lithuania. España versus Lietuva. Now, I know for a fact there are some Ritas Vilnius, Shema Radona in here. And I want to hear them say, Pirmin, Donječe. I want to hear them. Devidas, I have not been to a Eurobasket yet. Hopefully that will be the case one day. But like I said, you may have heard my father probably. Thank you, Ahmad, Raza. Thank you to all the fans. Guys, please make sure you come back for the final. That will tip off very soon, of course. But again, thank you so much. We had 400 likes 3 minutes ago. I said, can we get to 450? You guys did that. You guys are unbelievable. I cannot thank you guys enough. It's like the hashtag says, we are basketball. You know, part of that we, the players, but also you fans. You guys make this the great game. FIBA, thank you so much. See you guys in the final. It's going to be one hell of a fun. Guys, before I leave here for this game, who's going to win this? Lithuania or Spain? This is the 2022 FIBA Under-20 European Men's Championship.
Wieczna kuća, pod našim nebom i našim suncem, ovo je najtopliji kamen i kamen, gdje hrabrost i čojstvo dosežu vrhunce.
Pandjušić, number 7, i Danilo Ivanović, number 8, Lazar Radetić. Four, Ethan Butler-Berg. Number 5, Yuval Levin. Andrej Pandjušić.